Right, hello everybody and welcome down to Trafford Golf Centre. I'm Matt Fryer and today I'm here to give you another tip to help you improve your golf. So before we get stuck into the video guys, remember to go and follow me on all my social media platforms. You'll see the links for those just here now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already and click the notification sign so you don't miss any more tips to help you improve with your game. So today's video, as you can see by the title, we're looking at putters. And more importantly, how you're going to hold that putter, because if we were to watch a lot of golf on TV, which I would suspect a lot of you people do, you know, we'll see lots of different styles of holding the putting grip. There's not one particular way, and what I like as well, there's not a right or a wrong way to hold the putter. There's many different styles, and let's find one that works for you, I would say would be my biggest piece of advice. Understanding why it works for you is a good way to start, and then adopting the one that feels most comfortable and then working around that grip to help it see that it does improve your putting. So like I say, there isn't this one conventional way of holding the putter anymore. What we used to see was very much that the grip would look pretty much like your standard grip that you would have with an iron or a wood. You know, you'd see your lead hand being the one closest to the target and your trail hand one being at the bottom, and you might just overlap it or interlock it like you do with your normal grip, like an interlock or an overlap. Or we might just have one where the index finger on the lead hand was pointing a little bit more down the shaft. Now, the three grips I'm going to cover in this video are going to be your standard grip, you know, where you see the conventional hand, your trail hand being below the lead hand. We'll have an overlapping one where we have the lead hand now actually below the trail hand, a bit Jordan Spieth-esque. And then we'll have more of a claw style grip, which is becoming, you know, a bit more popular amongst pros as we see now on TV. So firstly, if we have a look at the normal conventional grip, what we'll see if we've got this face on camera here, and if we just flash up to that and we get a close in of it, what we'll see something is where the lead hand, like I say, is up on the top of the grip, and then we have something where the trail hand is put underneath it now. Now, one of the things that I would like to see from most of the grips, obviously bar the claw, even with the claw you do touch on this point I'm about to make, is I want to see that the palms are quite close together. So we have the palms almost facing one another when we make these grips. So when we do take our normal grip, this conventional grip where we have the lead hand on top, I'd suggest that the pad of the thumb, as we place it onto the shaft, that's on top of the flat part of the grip. Then maybe get the index finger pointing down the shaft, and then from there what I'd like to see is something where a couple of the fingers now sort of interlock and we get the hands very close together. So as we'll see more from the face on camera, we get these palms almost facing one another now. So we almost see, if I were to open my hands, the palms are almost looking at each other. And the reason that I like to see the palms facing one another is that predominantly as we're making a putter stroke, it's very much the shoulders and the arms rocking and not a lot of rotation of the forearms and the wrists. We're not needing to shape the shot, we don't need to release it and create loads of energy. We actually need to try and keep the face as stable as possible to help us hit as good as possible and get the ball started on our intended target line. So if we're able to get the palms facing here with this conventional grip, we should see that we're able to start it off on line and hold one just like that. Quite impressed with that one. So that point there, just to summarize those ones, we've got the palm, the pad on the lead hand that sits on top of the flat bit, the finger, the index finger now pointing down the shaft a little bit more, and then trying to get a couple of fingers, sorry, interlocked. So the palms, as you sit this right hand on top, now actually is very close to being facing the palm on my left hand. It's not too far apart, almost like a hockey grip like this. I've got them very close, so they're working as this unit now, and I can just get my rocking stroke here. The second grip we're going to look at is going to be this overlapping one where we get the cack-handed, as it would be called, look about the grip. And that would be now where the hands simply switch. Reasonings for this: it might be that your right hand gets a little bit active if you are a right-handed golfer, and it's at the bottom and it tends to get a little bit flicky and takes a little bit too much control. It can almost take the right hand out of the stroke. So what we do is have the right hand now as the one that is the highest on the grip. Then we place our lead hand, the left hand, underneath. Also, what it will do is square the shoulders up. What tends to happen sometimes when we get the right hand below the left, people can get too open with the shoulders when they do go down, so it could cause you to drag the putts left generally with that. So what we're going to see from this one, if I just turn on again to the face on camera, is something where we get the right hand again, that pad of the thumb sits on top of the flat part of the grip. We then get the lead hand now underneath, so we see it almost drop under here. So it's again with the aim of trying to get the palms almost looking at each other, and you might grip it a little bit differently underneath, but like I say, try and get these palms to face one another from this point. From here, for me, it might now feel that my left hand is a little bit more dominant, and as I make the stroke, I feel that I make my left hand quite flat as I hit this. I'm not letting it flick up or let the right hand flick up too much. When this is my lead one, it stays quite flat as I'm going through it. Now the third and final grip, this sort of unconventional one, like the one that we're seeing a little bit more throughout pros on the circuit now, and also probably one that we associate a little bit more with senior golfers. You'd see a lot more people playing with a claw grip, and the reason for the claw, what we would find, it almost just sits on, it's not letting this hand do too much. For me, I'm going to demonstrate with the right hand. It could be that you almost go cack-handed claw, but the reasoning for it would be that if it is getting overly dominant, what we would tend to see is something where, you know, you feel a bit nervy and jerky in your stroke, and as you're coming down, you almost feel that this one hand takes over, flips the putter face, changes the pace of the putter, changes the direction the face is looking at, and can really affect how you are starting to putt. So you take the one that is least dominant, that would be, say for me, my lead hand now, that sits on as normal, I've maybe got my index finger looking down. I then claw it where, for me, 4 fingers sit on top and my thumb sits underneath the shaft. So as I turn to this face on camera, what we get is something now where it just lightly sits on, and I almost feel the little joint here between the thumb and my forefinger is just resting on the side of the putter. And what I feel now is that I'm almost pushing the hand towards it. I'm not letting the hand turn over too much, like we'd see with a few problems that could cause you to go to the claw. So from here, I feel that the back of my hand is always facing that camera as I'm making these strokes now. So I'm not letting it turn, and it just rests on very lightly as I'm making these strokes. So there we go, 3 in a row. Really good for me, that. So it's finding one that you're most comfortable with firstly. Is it that a conventional grip, almost feeling a bit like 2 thumbs with these palms facing a little bit more, is one that suits you? Is it the cack-handed one where you feel your lead hand now drops underneath the trail hand? Or is it a claw one? Do you feel that you've got too much movement in one of your hands as you're making your stroke, and the claw could quiet it down a little bit? So have a play, see which one feels the most comfortable to you. Like I say, there is no right or wrong when you are gripping the putter. Find one that works for you, stick to it, don't go chopping and changing. Actually make a choice, stick with it and get bedded in with it, get comfortable, and see that you can become reliable with that choice then. If you did enjoy it and it helped you a little bit more understand those grips, leave a like on the video for me. Also leave a comment. Is there a different way that you grip the putter, or you would like to see me demonstrate how you could grip the putter? As well, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that icon button so you don't miss any more tips to help you with your golf. Follow me on my social media platforms, and if you do want to come and see me down at Trafford Centre and try out our new short game area, all the info's down below. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.